Right, let's move on to the final race of the weekend. X30 Senior is next. 16 laps for the drivers, 27 kilometers. Let's go through the grid. Marcus Luzio will start on pole position of these drivers as they head out onto the grid. This is our oldest category of drivers this weekend. All of them starting in the year of their 14th birthday. And all ages upwards eligible to compete in this category. A huge entry. 115 drivers started competition this weekend in Zuera from 18 nations around Europe. Only 36 of them remain the category. And what they run with, 125cc, 123cc displacement for these engines, 30 horsepower, 158 kilograms combined minimum weight of kart and driver. It is the top class in IAME racing across the world, and this final is due to be a bit of a stunner. It was a fantastic final last time out in Valencia. Here's the rubber that they're running on. The dry MGSM compound has served these drivers very well. The wets did come out for one heat yesterday at the end of qualifying. The long qualifying sectors for the seniors. 2 dry sets have taken them all the way through 6 rounds of qualifying and the Superheats and the qualifying. They've got a brand new set for this final, so it's going to be full metal racing here in this final at Zuera. 2 wet sets that they've used across the entire weekend. One of them, as I say, being used in that final round of qualifying. Here's your championship scores. Marcus Luzio, as we say, is top of the standings, having been the first driver in the intermediate classification. He secured the first 10 points in the championship this year. Danny Carenini, the Italian, is second on 9. Ruben Moya, winner here last year in the seniors, was dominant and was looking very good in the Superheats earlier, is third. Adria Mustinez, the winner of the IAME Winter Cup, that spectacular final in Valencia, is fourth. Jan Gomez was on the final for that podium as well as fifth. But the driver I think we're keeping an eye on based on what we saw this morning in the Superheats, Thibaut Ramekers, stepping up from the juniors to the seniors this year. He was 7th in the final in juniors here at Zuera 12 months ago, but he dominated the Superheat earlier on this morning and is going to be a threat there from row 3.
The drivers on the grid, though, how did they get there? Marcus Luzio, you can see on your screen, qualified 13th, but dominated the qualifying heats yesterday. Didn't lose a single one. First in all of them, but second in his superheat. But he wasn't worried about that as he starts this one on pole position. Danny Carenini, who qualified 7th, a second place, 3 first place finishes, a 4th and another 2nd at the end of the day yesterday. 4th in his superheat. Again, he starts alongside and he's been dubbed doing a Carenini round turn 1 at the start of these races. So he's a driver you've got to keep an eye on as the wind continues to plough down. Ruben Moya, qualified 36, yet finds himself on the 2nd row of the grid. The Spaniard having a superb run in the qualifying heats. Only won one of them yesterday, but he did win his superheat earlier on against Marcus Luzio. It was a very tough race there. Adria Mustinez, the winner from the Winter Cup, qualified 10th this weekend. He's had 2 qualifying heat wins, a 5th, 2 third places, and another 5th place as well, and finished 5th in his superheat earlier on today as well. Certainly a driver you've got to keep a very close eye on. Jan Gomez as well qualified 16th. His worst result over the course of this weekend has been a 21st. That was in his second one after he was crashed out going into turn 2 at the start of the race. But the rest of them have been absolutely on it. He's had several third places, a first place, and second in his one earlier on. The biggest one on this one, I think, and one that we've got to really keep a close eye on, is Thibaut Ramekers, the driver who starts 6th on the grid, qualified 24th. But he's had 2nd places, he's had a 10th, he's had a 14th, but the superheat earlier on, he took the win from the same starting spot he's in now.
And I'm strangely going to make him favourites for this race. It sounds bonkers because he's there's 5 very quick drivers ahead of him, but it was such a performance from Thibaut Ramekers earlier. It's very impressive indeed. There's Ruben Moya. Starts this race from 3rd on the grid. Last year, he started 1 row ahead, first place, and went on to win the round here at Zuera. He knows this place very well, and he had some good speed as well, beating Marcus Luzio in the superheat earlier on this morning. real questions, I think, for all of these drivers as to what they can achieve. It's on a knife edge. Here's the driver who emerged victorious last time out in Valencia for the Winter Cup, Adrian Martinez, in the race that nobody wanted to win.
Yeah.
But he did, and that will give him a lot of confidence. The Kids to Win kart has been running very well again this week, and he's pumping himself up there to try and follow up what Benjamin Maniac's just done, become a 2-time winner this year in Spain, to follow up the Winter Cup victory with another win here on home soil. It's going to be a pulsating race for him.
Certainly will be. The grid has been cleared. We're moments away from going racing. And again, the races that we've seen today for the senior category have been pretty calm. I think they've been saving themselves for this race. I'm sure this driver here, Jan Gomez, has got something to prove over the course of this next race. A long race indeed, 27 kilometers, 16 laps this race. And he starts this one from the third row of the grid. He's got the competition of Thibaut Ramekers alongside. That's going to be the ultimate question, Mark. What can you say about this young man here on your screen? Thibaut Ramekers, who won the Superheats. I mean, you're calling it as your favorite here. I'm inclined to agree with you on that one, but I can't take it away from any of these drivers. Luzio's been absolutely on it. Moya's been on it. Carenini's been on it. Martinez has been on it. Garrett's been on it. There's so many talented drivers on this grid. You just cannot put it on any one of them. This has been the most anticipated race, I think, this weekend. This has been the one where everything has built up to this moment. 115 drivers whittled down to just 36. So many drivers being sent home, which is a big, big shame. But I'm sure they're still here watching from the sidelines or watching from their trip home, I'm sure. But we're about to go racing here at Zuera for the final time this weekend. It's the last race of round one of the Miami Euro Series as the whistle blows and the engines fire up. Let's take you through the full starting lineup for the Senior X30 final.
Pole position, Marcus Luzio goes once again from the front of the grid. He's done so throughout the entire race week. Can he take his first win of the season at this level? Danny Carenini alongside on the front row. He started there a lot this week and had some very, very strong runs to turn two from there. Row 2, Ruben Moya won this race last year. Adrian Martinez, the winner last time out in Valencia. A very quick row 2 there. Jan Gomez was on the podium also in Valencia. Starts on row 3. Thibaut Ramekers joins him on that one, having dominated from the same grid position in the Superheats this morning. Christian Biasati and Kevin Lantinga start on row 4. Finn McLaughlin's looking for redemption after retirement in the final. A final he very much could have won in Valencia. Starts on row 5 alongside another driver who could have won that final 3 or 4 weeks ago, Clement Utron. Malo Bollier and Eloy Gonzalez start on row 6. Andy Rattel and Gus Lawrence on row 7. Ellie Goldstein, champion in the Miami Euro Series in 2022, starts the first final of 2024 on row 8 alongside Loris Sash. Pol Chaos, fastest driver in times qualifying earlier on in the week, is alongside Cathal Clark, a very good 9th row of the grid there.
The top 20 on row 10, Clovis Negret and Hugo Magnas, with row 11 being Louis Comin and Sam Balota. Joseph Smith and Louis Johnson-Cool, who was really deflated after his superheat, starts this one on the 12th row of the grid. Adam Rahali and Mathis Machals round out row 13, with Kuho Lee and Hugo Besson on row 14. Marc Granada and Elia Weiss, they round out the top 30 on row 15. Remy Russell and Mattis Barb on row 16. Lewis Bird and Francois Delati on row 17, with Alex Machado and Otto Pukkanen rounding out the field of 36 karts. I've got to say, Otto Pukkanen starting this one, shotgun at the back of the field, is unbelievable. He is a front runner and he's at the back of the grid here.
It's a stacked pack of 36. They all want to leave Zuera with something. I think for those drivers at the back, they're going to need one of the races of their season. It is possible to score some points from here. Top 15 score points in the championship in this race. The winner takes 25, second place takes 20, third takes 16, 13, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way down to 15th spot. Marcus Luzio brings it under pace now. He's had a lot of practice of being in this position. It's sunny, it's dry, but still quite windy here at Zuera for the last race of the weekend.
Certainly is. We've been looking forward to this one. One of the most anticipated races at the start of the season, the Miami Euro Series Round 1 here at Valencia. 27 kilometers of racing is about to get underway. 16 laps. And 36 of the finest drivers from around the world in Miami racing are about to do battle into the tram lines. We are green, we are racing, and we are off here in Zuera, and that inside line works amazingly well. Marcus Luzio holds on to the lead of it as they go in towards turn one. There's a kart off in the background there as they come through. It's the 250 that's come off the track. That was Mattis Mashout, who goes to the back of the grid. There was a spinner as well, just in the background, but they all get going. Ruben Moya there in second place as he holds on to that one, and keep an eye on it. It's Danny Carenini, who I think has tumbled down in the order a little bit. I can't even see him. I think he's about down in 10th place or so. It's not been a good start, but I tell you who has been a good start for. Looks like Finn McLaughlin's got up into P5. That is the 240. That is Louis Johnson Cool. He was so upset after the superheat. He's going to be even more upset now.
Nil point for Johnston Cool from this weekend. Well, questions have been asked of Marcus Luzio all week. Could he re-find the speed that he had in Valencia? Could he get the wins again that we saw through the qualifying heats? Could he deal with the weather when the rain lashed down in the last round of qualifying heats yesterday? So far, every time a question has been asked, it's been yes, he can, and he did a brilliant block there. He was aware of Carenini's fast start from P2, swept across, and it's given him the lead at the end of lap one. But it's Ruben Moya, the driver who beat him in their superheat earlier on this morning, behind there in second place. Kian Geraghty third, and Christian Biasate, who's having a good day so far, very fast on the new tyres as well, P4. I'm just going to throw this in here, Anthony. Biasate was able to save some tyres for that last superheat. How much knowledge has that given him for the set of track conditions today on new rubber that perhaps the other drivers at the front haven't got?
I mean, that's an excellent question. It was only on the one half of it. He's got a brand new set on the whole kart now, but certainly, yeah, there is a benefit there to that. He will have gained a little bit more knowledge than I think the rest of them, but right now he's just going to have to put his money where his mouth is at the moment and see what he can do. He's there in P4. He's with this leading group, and let's see what they can do. Moya thought he was going to go for a move there around the inside of turn 14. Thinks against it, stays there in the slipstream as they make their way back across the start-finish line. Right, the second group behind, you can see that they're starting to get a little bit interesting now as well. That's Gonzalez, Messianes, Lantinga, Utron in that battle. It's McLaughlin and then Ramicas, who's gone down into P10 now. I did wonder about what these drivers would do about such a talented driver who's shone into the season here as a change for the lead. Ruben Moya now takes the lead of this race and now controls it as we go on to lap 3 of 16. It's still very early stages. You cannot call it yet, but Moya in control from Luzio. I'll go back to that one. Ramicas, obviously dangerously quick driver. Drivers were worried about him. They had to think, what can we do to deal with this driver? As again, a change there at the top. Biasati up into that spot there. There, a little further down, there is Danny Carenini, who's fallen back behind Timo Ramicas. This is not where he wanted to be at the start of this.
No, I think this will be a bit of a surprise for Danny Carenini. And it hasn't finished outside the top 5. There's a yellow flag out there. Has there been a problem for, well, Adam Rahali, we've already seen a warning flag come out for, and have not seen Adam Rahali trip through sector number 1's timing beam yet. End of lap number 3. Cloud cover a little bit. That's where you see the shadows coming in on your screens. Moya ahead of Luzio. Biasati confirmed in third, fourth for Gonzalez. And Eloy Gonzalez, very quick in the final at Valencia. They're in 5th place. Fastest driver on the circuit, though, is Finn McLaughlin. There, out of the race, is the 294. It's one of the victory lane cars. It's Bollier. It's Malo Bollier that's the victory lane out of the race. And a weekend that had so much promise. Was fastest in Group 4 of qualifying. Was very happy with his work, but in the races, it's just not happened for the Frenchman this weekend.
Yeah, that is a big, big shame. There he is on the sidelines, deflated and out of this race. But luckily for him, this is not a one-off. This is a championship. There are 3 more rounds to go for this one, so I'd say keep your head held high, Malo Bollier. Another retirement into the pit lane, and this is the 255. This is Elia Weiss, another driver who was so promising going into this one. Started on the 15th row of the grid in P30, but you can see there the rubber marks on the wagon. It's not gone well. Action back at the front, though. Marcus Luzio is on it, and on it he's done. He's gone to the inside, and he moves up back into the race lead. That's allowing Biasati to close in, Geraghty to close back in now. It's a group of 4 all the way throughout, and I suspect this is going to be a tough old race on this one. Gonzalez still there in P5, Latinga, McLaughlin, Utron, Ramikas, and Danny Carenini still rounding out the top 10 at the moment. It's still a close race, and there's still a long way to go.
There's a long way to go, and I'm getting a case of deja vu here, Anthony, from last time we were calling one of these races in Valencia. There is a lot of pace in the chase group. We saw in the middle phase in the Miami Winter Cup in X30 Senior, it was that midpoint where they just all seemed to bunch together, and that's when it really started to kick off out there. It's still early stages of this one, end of lap 5. It's a mega lap 5 for Marcus Luzio. He's got a bit of a gap over Moya, nearly quarter of a second. Is Biasati going to go for a move here on Moya? No, he's just going to stay in line, hold position, try and catch back up to the Briton at the front of the race. Finn McLaughlin is on a charge here. He's up to 5th place. It's down the inside goes Biasati. I felt that coming. Down the inside. Moya not quite having the speed at the moment. Luzio threatening to break away. I kind of get that from Biasati. He wants to take the initiative in this race, get up to 2nd place and try and chase the premium karting entry down.
Well, we're nearing a quarter mark of this race, lap 6 of 16. And Luzio still in control of this one. Biasati, like you say, maybe you bang on with your prediction earlier on with those new tyres that he had on the one half of the kart. He's got used to the conditions of using a fresh set in this one, and he's certainly shone in this second half of the race. To the inside and down the start-finish straight, he tucks in behind Marcus Luzio, and the gap comes down. He has gained 5 places. Is he going to go for the move here in towards turn 2? No, again, thinks against it, but he goes in towards turn 4. That's where he likes to go for it. Is he going to see a move here this time? Yes, of course he is. He waits for turn 4. He makes him feel like that, he's not caught up in towards turn 2. He won't be able to do it here. But yes, that's where he throws his move. So now he's showing his cards here. These drivers will know that. But now, Biasati's got the challenge of trying to hold on to this race lead for quite some time now.
There's Thibaut Ramikas. Well, this is not the race that we were expecting for the Belgian. Now down to 16th place. Still could be very pleased with this weekend, I think. We've got to remember, he's just stepped up from the juniors into the seniors. Down the inside, here comes Biasati again on Luzio, side by side, as they go through into sector number 3. Good attempt from Luzio to hold it around the outside, but he has to concede. Now goes back down the inside of Biasati. Moya's going to go through as well into 2nd place, and Geraghty gains out of all of that into 3rd. But look out behind them. Finn McLaughlin is coming in 1.6 seconds behind in 5th place. He took half a second and more out of them on that last lap.
Certainly so. They're going to have to be careful here. You can keep pushing like this as far as your heart's content, but trust me, that rear group will close in, and I can guarantee you right now, Finn McLaughlin is just probably licking his lips right now and rubbing his hands together, just thinking, yes, I'm closing in. I'll be part of this battle very, very soon. Right, so Luzio now back in control at the front of it. Ellie Goldstein, warning flag. Goldstein has made his way through the field. He was up into P12. Now receives an in-race time penalty of 5 seconds. It has been a weekend to forget for the champion in previous years. A replay here of the front runners. That was the change there of Biasati trying to go through on Marcus Luzio. Luzio would fight back. Ruben Moya's got back up to 2nd place now as well. And, well, it's all been a shaky race for these drivers, chopping and changing all the way throughout. Now I think it's Moya's turn. I think he wants to try and lead this one. And at the moment, he stays behind. Marcus Luzio back with the live pictures now. Now he goes for the move. Now Ruben Moya thinks he wants to go it. Biasati follows, and Luzio down to 3rd. He's got Geraghty right there behind. McLaughlin is closing in. Utron is in tow as well.
Is indeed. It's closing up again. This is a lot of the same drivers that we were talking about a few weeks ago, battling out for this victory. Ruben Moya looking calm at the wheel. Wants another repeat win of the success that he had in 2023 at this place. It was the highlight of his 2023 season, in where he went on to be 3rd in the championship into the second half of the race now. This is such an impressive drive from McLaughlin because he's doing it on his own. Utron's not too far back, but he's not in a position where he's pushing the Irishman along. McLaughlin is pulling them back in. He's the 5th Karting line, the blue and white livery with the white helmets and the Irish colours down the middle. Into turn 2 they go then on lap number 10. Is Luzio fading? This is the most under pressure he's looked so far this week. He hasn't quite got the rear bumper. Biasati's gone down the inside on Moya to retake the lead through turn number 4. That brings Luzio back fully into play. Geraghty's still there as well. McLaughlin and Utron are not too far behind. 1.2 seconds now, Anthony, covering the top 6.
Yeah, this is superb racing now. We're all getting ready for an electric final in Senior X30, and I feel like we're going to see it. This race is far from over here, as we have only got around 6.5 laps to go of this race. They're on lap 10 at the moment, but they will be ending this lap very, very soon. Biasati leading the way. Moya in second place, right in that tow. Luzio, Geraghty. Here comes McLaughlin. Here comes Utron. Don't rule out Latinga as well. Pol Chaos. Then you've got Elo Gonzalez, Adrian Martinez, the top 10. They're all closing in into the braking zone of turn 2. No changes here. They all stay behind, but it's always been in towards turn number 4 in this final. Are we seeing a move again? Yes, we are. It's Moya to the lead. Luzio follows as well. And down goes Biasati. He goes down to P4 now, I believe, because Geraghty's got through as well. Geraghty up into second place. It's Moya, Geraghty, Luzio, Biasati. McLaughlin has closed in. Clement Utron has closed in. There is 5 laps left of this race, and the top 6 are within 1 second of each other.
Do not take your eyes off this race circuit. Do not take your eyes off this screen. 0.78 covers first through 4th. Ruben Moya has control at the front of the order again. There's a mechanical problem flag going out to Lawrence Sash. That's the end of the Danes race in the 3-3-2. Coming round to complete lap number 11 then. What has Cian Geraghty got? He's played his cards very well so far in this race. He's got a big slipstream. He's got a drive up alongside. Luzio's going to help him into turn 1. Cian Geraghty takes the lead. Ruben Moya holds him around the outside. Biasate's down the inside of Luzio for 3rd place. Cian Geraghty to the front, but he's run deep. He's run deep through turn 2. Gets him back under control for 3. On the inside for 4th. McLaughlin's around the outside, but he's lost position to Utron. And they're all joining the fray now. Lantinga, Chaos, Gonzalez, Mustienes, the top 11 covered by 1.6.
Cian Geraghty has got the biggest target on his back here. He's got nearly the entire pack behind him. Down through turn 6, in towards turn 7. Here comes Moya to the inside. He takes the lead of the race. Here comes Biasati as he goes wheel to wheel with Geraghty. Geraghty holds that inside line, but he runs deep. He runs wide. And Biasati and Marcus Luzio, they go through. Biasati wheel to wheel with Geraghty as they go round, but it's still Moya who leads the way from Marcus Luzio. Luzio there in second as they head on to the start-finish straight once more. Luzio's got the inside line, but Moya's got to watch out here as he's got the train, he's got the tow, he's got the slipstream to the inside. Here comes Biasati to second place as they go through. Tension building, you can cut it with a knife here.
I think Ruben Moya tried to disturb Luzio's run, but he read it. He read it perfectly, did the Briton back to the front of the order, but it's the top 12 now covered by a second. This is sensational stuff. McLaughlin's forced out wide. Joseph Smith's out onto the grass in the victory lane. Karting 252 to the inside. Luzio still leads. Biasati coming through back into 3rd place. Utron's still in there. That's the threat. As Utron goes down the inside on his teammate, says, no, I'm not going to help you at all, pal. And straight through into 3rd place. Round the outside, there's a bit of a breakaway now for Luzio, and Moya has out onto the dirt. That's Eloy Gonzalez in the 2-1-0, and it's all going on here, all for championship points. But Luzio and Moya, they're away. That could be the crucial move that secures them at least second for both of them, but it's still all to play for. 3 laps to go. This is turning once again into another classic.
It certainly is. Back on that start-finish straight, and Ruben Moya and Marcus Luzio are in a league of their own now, back at the front of this grid. They've broken away. They managed to get through that absolute carnage that was nearly the entire grid fighting for first place. But right now, Marcus Luzio and Ruben Moya continue their drive away. Lawrence Sash with that mechanical flag. And it's the side pod that's gone. That's why the mechanical flag. Well, yeah, that's a very clear mechanical failure with the cut, but big shame for Lawrence Sash now out of this race. Back at the front, Luzio, Moya, and here comes Moya to the inside, takes the lead, and with that, they will just continue to bring Utron, Biasati, Garrity, McLaughlin back into play once more, as once again they go wheel to wheel. Oh, Moya's going to close the door on him as they nearly bangs wheels there through the top section of the track. It's Luzio who leads from Moya, and now Clement Utron has closed in. Utron, who started this race well down the order in the 10th place spot on row 5, is now fighting for the race lead. We go on to lap 14. There is not much time left in this race, and Marcus Luzio is in the fight of his life here with Ruben Moya and Clement Utron in tow.
Marcus Luzio is holding on. He was robbed of victory in Valencia by a chain failure. He's riding this now with 2 laps to go. He's going to be defensive to the inside through turn 4. Here come the TB carts as well. Utron first of them, then Biasati and Kid. Garrity's not too far behind as well. Pushing his Tony Kart along there. Down the inside, big move from Utron. Takes second place away from Moya. Is this going to be Luzio's chance? Can he break away? No, the Frenchman is charging here. Retired as well from the final a few weeks ago. Who is going to take this one? 1.5 laps to go. They fold out of hairpin number 2, and every corner ticks on by. Marcus Luzio could smell victory, but he's still got so much to do out there. They're going to fold through sector number 3. They're going to see the last lap board any moment now, Anthony, and we still don't know who's going to win this race.
We have no idea, but for Marcus Luzio, he's the first person to see that last lap board, and there you can see Clement Utron is just saying go,
He's
go,
going for it.
Don't defend, but he is going to defend, and Utron has to go to the outside here. He'll get the switch back here. Moya is now under immense pressure from Biasati and Garrity just behind, but it's a 2-horse race at the front here as they dip down in towards turn number 4, the hairpin, as now they go into the midway part of this final lap. It's Luzio, Utron, Moya, Garrity, McLaughlin. There's yellow flags in the background, but eyes are focused on this one, as now they go in towards turn 6. You cannot call it on anyone. You can hear the cries of approval from the sidelines here as Moya is on his own in third. He's got no competition from behind. Garrity is having to fend off McLaughlin, but Marcus Luzio is having to defend off the Belgian, the Frenchman, that is Clement Utron. Utron to the outside here, not able to get it done. Is he going to switch to the inside here? No, he's not, but Marcus Luzio, it could be a run to the line here. In towards turn 14, out of 15 they go. It could go the way of the Brits. It looks like it's going to go the way of the Brits. Marcus Luzio, superb in the qualifying heats, and it's superb in the final. 0.03 of a second separates himself from Clement Utron, but it is Marcus Luzio, your winner in Zuera, and he takes the first round win and is your championship leader at the end of round number 1 of the Miami Euro Series. It's Marcus Luzio from Clement Utron, Ruben Moya, Keane Garrity, and Finn McLaughlin, the top 5. An absolutely superb race all the way to the end.
What a performance by Marcus Luzio. There's the emotion.
Yeah.
The cool man from England has answered the questions of the X30 Senior field again. He was not to be robbed this time and takes victory. I thought he celebrated too soon, to be honest. After there was that moment of Utron pulling alongside. It's another finish here at Zuera, less than 1/10 of a second, 0.033. What a weekend for Marcus Luzio. 6 wins out of 6 in the qualifying heats through Friday, through Saturday, second in the Superheat early this morning. But most importantly, he takes the final. There is your provisional result in X30 Senior. It's Marcus Luzio for Premium Karting, their first victory of the season in a final after they were so cruelly denied last time out, ahead of Clement Utron second. Ruben Moya can be proud of his efforts. He'll be second in the championship, leaving Zuera this evening. Fourth for Keane Garrity. Fifth for Finn McLaughlin, showing he's got a lot of speed and is a contender this year. Sixth, Kevin Latinga. Seventh, Andy Rattel, Christian Biasate, Thibaut Ramicus and Pol Chaos, all in the top 10. Based on the weekends that all of those drivers have had, I think any of them would have been a worthy winner, but in the end it was Marcus Luzio out on top. There he is. I think there'll be a bit of relief in that helmet as well, because the pressure that Marcus Luzio has been under this weekend, but he's never cracked throughout this whole event, and he emerges as the winner.
He certainly does, and there you can see the relief, I think, on Marcus Luzio's face there at the end of the longest race they'll have had to have dealt with the entire weekend. Marcus Luzio for the United Kingdom takes the win here at the IAM Euro Series for round 1 at Zuera, and you can see the smiles on the face now. The English egg can be happy with the result of that one. And he leads going into round 2 at Franciacorta. Let's have a look at the highlights on that one. The start of it pretty tame, I would say. Yeah. It was only from the halfway point, I would say, that it suddenly kicked off. But at the start of that one, clear breakaway for Luzio and Moya, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the not good starts for those on the anti-pole side of the grid. Danny Carenini slipping back 7 places. Thibaut Ramicus, so much expected there is Carenini in the red helmet, slipping down the order, just not the kind of start that he would have wanted. And a driver who hoped for so much in this final, that was pretty much it in terms of things to say, write home about. But Luzio was able to hold on. That was the first important job in this race. He knew that Ruben Moya was going to be quick, knew that Jan Gomez was going to be quick, and he knew there were going to be times where he didn't lead this race. The first move, Moya down the inside, Elia Weiss retired from the race. Not as much attrition in this final as we saw at the IAME Winter Cup, but still a number of retirements through it. Luzio fired back, lap 5, down the inside of Moya to retake the lead of the race, but it's Christian Bassate who they had to keep an eye on as well on that fresh rubber. The Italian has been very strong and a number of times was down the inside, turn 4, his preferred overtaking spot, taking the lead there on lap 7. It was at this point, really, that we were starting to think, right, they're still battling, they're still squabbling for position. Everyone is still closing in. You think at this point, you had such a lead at the front here, and you're wasting it away, you're letting the whole field catch up, and that's what brought just everyone back into play. It was like 15 karts battling for the race lead with just a handful of laps to go. It was incredible scenes. It's such a late point of the final. Bassate just sending it back down the inside. Moya, Luzio, all there. Geraghty, all part of this battle, just constantly chopping and changing. And each lap, each corner, it brought McLaughlin, it brought Utron, it brought everyone back into play. Utron ultimately finishing that one in 2nd place. So clearly he was the big benefit from all of this battling that you can see here in front of you. Jan Geraghty struck the front on lap 12, trying to get another podium to follow the one that he had in Valencia. It wasn't to be on this particular day. Moya fought back again, retook the lead of the race. Luzio, I think one of the things that impressed me so much in this race for Marcus Luzio, Anthony, was his ability to hold himself in the top 3. He never let himself get too far back in the train. This was a big moment on the end, at the end of lap number 12, getting down the inside of Moya to once again hit the front. It was 4 laps to go. There were going to be more trials though. It started to break down for 3rd, 4th, 5th and everybody else. Eloy Gonzalez running wide there out of the 2nd hairpin. Moya down the inside of Luzio going for the lead again. This was with 3 laps to go, or with on lap number 14. There's still going to be opportunity for others to close in as well. Utron there in 3rd place, cruised up to the back of Moya, got through, but in the end, Marcus Luzio did enough to hold off the charge of Clement Utron and take victory in round 1 of the IAME Euro Series for 2024.
One of the busiest finals we'd seen this weekend. We'd like to welcome onto the podium, representing Karting Zuera, the director, Ivan Moore, to present the trophies to our finalists. And firstly, the 3rd place trophy going to Ruben Moya. The 2nd place trophy being presented to Clément Utron from France. And the 1st place trophy being presented to the United Kingdom's Marcus Luzio. And finally, the team's trophy being presented to Mickey Hyam from Premium Karting. So drivers, trophies high up in the air for me, please. Nice big smiles for all of our photographers here. Nice and high up in the air, guys. Big smiles. Try not to cover your faces with the trophies. That's the important part of you that we need to see. Brilliant stuff. Well, guys, trophies down on the ground for me, please, as we present you with the best part of the weekend, the bottles of champagne. So drivers at the ready. 3, 2, 1, champagne! And once again, they've all dived off to go find their relevant team members. Moya left by himself there on the podium, but still with a big smile on his face. Clement Outron has quite literally left the circuit with a bottle of champagne. Marcus Luzio, don't go far, though, for me, please. Please come back to the podium as you soak your team. Thank you, Marcus. Don't leave me on my own, Marcus, please. Come on back. Clement, well done to Clement. Right, Marcus, you're leaving me on my own here. Don't leave me hanging. Come on over. Camera's just over there. Marcus, a very busy final in that one. Certainly wasn't the easiest final that I think you were hoping for. Talk us through that one.
Yeah, no, going into it, we were a little bit nervous because we knew everyone was fast behind, and especially the VDKs, they were really good. So we needed to get a good start, and yeah, we got that. Got away with Biasti, Garrity, and Moya. And yeah, turned into a little bit of a scrap at the end. But overall, yeah, no, it was really good. The whole event was really good by RGMC. And yeah, no, superb all week.
Was there one point during that race where you were slightly concerned? There were 16 of you, I think, racing for first place at one point. Was there a little concern there at one point?
Well, the lowest I dropped down to was 4th, so I didn't know there was 16. But now that you said that, there probably, if I knew that, then yeah, there probably was. But not at the time. I had it all under control, and yeah, no, it was all really good.
Well, I'm sure you'll enjoy watching that one back when you realise how close to being in 20th position you were at one point. Marcus, congratulations. Well done on a near-perfect weekend here.
Thank you.